Welcome back to an update progress video for the version 9 update of the Prolompo's Attack on Titans Tribute Games mod. We definitely need to shorten this name. Let's call this PAoTTG. As a refresher of what happened over the past couple of months, I have been diligently working on implementing the next enemy to this game, and it is the Marley Soldier. Woo! I would like to start this update video with a quick recap of what happened since the version 8 update, which introduced the APG. I successfully imported a model of the Marley Soldier, and it is working in Unity. Furthermore, I was able to attach equipment such as helmets, rifle, ammo pouches, and make them sync with the animations. The reason why I needed to import this Marley Soldier into a different Unity instance than AoTTG was to save time and to be more effective when working on it. With DNSpy and working with the AoTTG build, each time that I wanted to test a new feature, I had to go through this process. I need to edit the code, let it compile and save it, open the game, test it in said game, be pretty sad that it doesn't work out, and repeat this entire process thousands of times until satisfied or until the feature is implemented.
Did I ever tell you what the definition of insanity is?
I was able to add physics to drop the equipment when Marley soldiers are being killed. So it took some time to get the physics to work with the assets properly because spaghetti code is driving me nuts, but it's playing fairly nicely alongside with their respective animations. I spent the previous weeks setting up a system to be able to transition between animations. And the way that this works is that this build basically mapped out 30 plus animations to various buttons to my keyboard. Like, there are so many animations that I almost ran out of buttons. Knowing that I can activate and transition between animations gave me the confidence I was able to make these transitions automatic based on various triggered events when the Marley Soldier is operating in-game. This is my first attempt at making a Marley Soldier being able to detect a play object, and we can see that this is going super well. This is a retry attempt at making the Marley Soldier detect players, which went a lot smoother. Now, Marley Soldiers now, upon spotting players, are able to fire an illumination flare to highlight their targets. This illumination flare will serve as a way to increase the accuracy of soldiers when shooting at a player. Because blind firing, it's pretty hard and it's pretty inaccurate, especially when you're doing it at night. Note that I'm not thinking of designing the mission to be failed when a Marley Soldier shoots their illumination flare, although the reason being is that I like this fan animation of Declaration of War, where Willie Tiber smirks just before dying. Now, while the comment indicates that Willie smiled because he succeeded in making the entire world aligned against Paradis, my personal interpretation is that not only did that, but he also succeeded in a plan of luring out Aaron, the Attack Titan, an elite soldier from Paradis, and then basically in one shot, Marley can ambush Aaron, the Attack Titan, and the bulk of the elite force from Paradis. Now granted, my personal interpretation may not be canon or not really sustained with the events from the show, given how in this scene, Peak and the soldier were totally surprised with the arrival of the scouts. Now, for the sake of gameplay, I'll add in this interpretation in and basically scale up the difficulty for the next stage whenever a spotting flare gets launched. Now granted, I'm still in this hypothesizing stage. I haven't started working on this area so far. So if you have any ideas on how to utilize flares and the detection systems for a mission inspired by the Radio Liberio, feel free to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I took a break from Unity work and started to work on the rifle bullet. Now, the challenge with this asset is that this asset needs to be synced between players. Thus, you need to have a photon view attached to this object to be able to do so. Now, the challenge over here is that I don't have a Unity multiplayer package to generate those photon views. And I reached out to Photon asking them, could they send me a package that would be compatible with the version of AoTTG? And they basically replied saying that, hey, Unity 4 is so freaking old and the package so outdated that we, one, can't really find it, and two, it goes against our company policies to send it to you. Now, with this in mind, I decided to pull out the old trusty method of jerry-rigging the heck out of everything using existing AoTTG assets. So what I've done for the rifle bullet is I combined a flare and a punk's rock. So the punk's rock will be the bullet, the flare will be the bullet shell, slapped them together, attached them together. Here's your rifle bullet, went through multiple integration. Here's how it looks for the final one. My break from working on the Marley Soldier within Unity allowed me to spot an oversight in the detection logic. To make it short, if a player follows a Marley Soldier from behind, any players in front of the soldier will be invisible to this Marley Soldier. I addressed the detection bug behavior with this build. So now, if you have a player that is standing behind the Marley Soldier doesn't know it exists because it's not in its line of sight. It will only focus on players that are in its line of sight. This is the time that we're starting the combat phase for the Marley Soldier, beginning with the shoot rifle cycle. And this involves the idle transition to combat, aiming, shooting, racking the bolt, and repeating this. Figuring out the flags and the checks to correctly transition to the next stage was my first time doing this, and I definitely learned a lot regarding how do we set this type of stuff up and how do we fix the bugs associated to flags and checks and the entire loop. This is the build where a lot of things went super wrong. So in the previous build, I did the full cycle of aim, shoot, rack the bolt, and repeat for the standing position. And I thought, hey, it already works for the standing, how hard could it be to make it work for a kneeling position? I very quickly ate my words and took a long time and a lot of builds to fix it, and I finally arrived to one that would kind of work. And the issue that I've spotted with this build as well is that, guess what? The transition between animations is not that smooth, so this is going to be a focus for my next build. Now, in this build, I made the transition smoother between animation. It looks less janky, less jittery. And I was finally able to make the full cycle of aiming, shooting, racking bolt, repeating work for both the standing and kneeling position. Let's go. Now, granted, as soon as I said the cursed phrase of "it finally works," Unity decided to present me with another somehow helpful, inspiring technical feature. The combat to reload transition breaks the second time you go through it. In other words, I can perform the first reload no problem. As soon as I hit the second reload, the character breaks. I am in French bread. After battling so many broken features, I finally was able to have a working build of the full combat and reload cycle in both standing and kneeling positions. Moreover, I did some fine-tuning of the position and rotation of equipments, as some of the animation and equipment were still a little bit off sync. And also, there was a previous build that I spotted where, especially in the kneeling position, the Marley Soldier will aim at the player, but literally will shoot. Like, when it shoots, the animation will pivot the entire body, so it will make it miss. All right, and now we've caught on to all the development that happened in the past couple of months, which brings us to the latest build. In this latest build, I discovered another oversight in a Marley Soldiers AI, and that is, how do the soldier proceed to know who shoots the flare when they spot a player? And the current logic has it that when the entire squad spots a player, everyone shoots the flare. So I had to work on a solution where only designated soldiers will have the role and the rest of the soldier will immediately start engaging the player. And the solution that helped me accomplish this is nothing short of pure fucking discrimination. Now, are you ready to hear the solution and how the game processes this logic? Because this is going to be so unhinged. To determine if a soldier will shoot a flare or not when spotting the player, the AI literally checks if the soldier is 6 foot tall. Bruh. If that soldier is less than 6 foot tall, that soldier is not permitted to fire flare. It's like the quartermaster and the other logistic officer literally just said, fuck you, you're not worthy of it. I am so sorry to all my 5 feet and 11 3/4 inches short kings. May their memories and loss of honor be mourned in this moment of silence. In all seriousness, I tried giving roles to certain soldiers or having a random timer on how quickly a soldier will be able to detect the player so that the fast one fires the flares and the slow one just start engaging. But all of these methods were just completely breaking the behavior of the Marley Soldiers. Given the massive size of the V.9 update, I have to break this update into different demos that will be released at different milestones. And this is especially important to know because as of now, Marley Soldiers don't really have any pathfinding logic, but they do have a detection attack logic. So what I'm working towards right now is releasing a first demo with a demo map and a bunch of Marley Soldiers on top of rooftops, with the mission's goal being to eliminate them as quickly as possible. Now granted, there are a few builds before the release of this demo, and here are the few features I still need to implement. So, I've got a lot of things on my plates. Hey, editing prompt over here. This video took way longer than usual to make. Reason being is that I got extremely sick partway through it, so I really appreciate you guys' patience on this one. On another piece of note, I would like to let you guys know that the project actually has enough money to proceed ahead until the very last update. Should be able to work with what we have so far financially speaking, and I really appreciate everyone who has contributed and supported this project financially. With that being said, this concludes this update video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao for now.